Hey friends, I have a relatively new style by Raquel Welch to show you guys today. This is Big Spender in the color Shaded Sand. She has a very trendy wave pattern, as you can see. A monofilament, a lace front. We're going to talk all about this one, and I may even throw a bonus on at the end and compare this color to Shaded Biscuit. If you want to know more, stick around. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. I have a cold. Please forgive the voice. I am 2 weeks into this cold, you guys. I have to just get these videos made. I'm not sounding so great, so hopefully it will be okay for the duration of this video. I am partnering with name brand wigs. They sent me Big Spender so I could share with all of you and give you guys my best impressions, the good, the challenges, everything that I think is important to know if you're going to spend your hard-earned money on a piece like this. This is a luxury piece by Raquel Welch. The price point is up there because of the monofilament. I will make sure this is linked below so that you can go check her out. Name brand wigs is a wonderful resource. I've been a customer for almost 5 years. I really do recommend them. So next time you're in the market for a new heat-friendly synthetic, regular synthetic, or even human hair wig, check them out. I do have a coupon code good on most pieces at name brand wigs. I'll make sure that is below in the description as well. Let's take a look at this piece from all sides. So you can see this one has a really trendy wave pattern with those straight, chopped, kind of razored ends. I see women doing their hair like this all the time right now, and it's not a hairstyle I have any idea how to duplicate myself on a human hair piece. So I'll be honest with you guys, there are some styles that I know that I could never do myself, which is why synthetic wigs can be so wonderful. They really do allow you to try different styles and to wear your hair in a way that you maybe never could do on your own. This style is baked in. This is always going to be there. Even after you wash it, it's going to spring back into this wave pattern. That is one of the beauties of synthetic wigs. Now, something I'm sure you're noticing, we've got quite the face flapper here. This really does want to hang in the face quite a bit. So I'll just give you guys a tip. That is one of the reasons why I love heat-friendly wigs, because they are so easy to take care of when it comes to the face flapping. I have a video showing how to take a hot comb to help define a part line that maybe is struggling and to get a little bit of lift in the front. Really quick and easy to take a hot comb to these sections right here, get some lift. All you have to do is hold it in place while it's cooling, and then that new lift that you just put in with the heat is going to be baked in, and it will be there until you take heat to it again, so it will also stay even after washing. Now this does have a lace front. Let's take a look at that lace front. Raquel Welch does a great job with their lace fronts, really giving the appearance of its scalp and growing out of your head. That's another benefit, you know, with a wig. If the wig fibers lay heavy in your face, you can take accessories to it. I love doing these little simple twists with Raquel Welch blondes because of how they do those. They bring that blonde up to the front to really disguise any dark knots, and it makes such a beautiful color pattern when you take clips, bobby pins, and do those twists. So it's another way, if you don't feel prepared to take heat to a piece yet, you can use clips and accessories to get that hair off of your face. We have a full mono top, so you can part this anywhere you want to part it, all within here. There's that extended lace front. You can see that lace goes all the way to the ear tabs. We have ear tabs with soft velvet stays, extended nape, Velcro, there's that word, adjusters, and it's all open wefted. You can see a little bit of shine here. That's the silicone on this Memory 3 cap. When you have bio hair, that silicone doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't really grip on your hair. It doesn't pull. It's just sort of there. But if you don't have any bio hair, that silicone will really hold that wig in place on your head and give it a measure of security. You may not even have to use a wig grip or anything to get that to stay in place. And the way that this cap is constructed is that it does over time mold to your head so that it will sort of be customized to you. Another real benefit of these memory 3 caps. Now I would consider this a moderate density. This has a fair amount of hair and it does feel really full all around, but it doesn't really have any permatease, just the tiniest bit of crimpy fibers right here. Nothing poofy or pillowy. So while it doesn't have any volume up here, it is really quite flat on the top. It does have a little bit of fullness here on the sides. I think between the moderate density and this wave pattern, it really feels like date night hair. I feel really pretty in this hair. It just feels like a real good mix between kind of casual bedhead and hair that you spent time on. Let's talk briefly about heat-friendly fibers. I know I mentioned earlier one of the benefits is being able to get lift really easily because you can take a hot comb, a hot airbrush, a hair dryer, and a comb and really work on getting lift in those fibers. But when a piece is this length and it rubs up on your clothing, you do run the risk of that friction really being hard on the ends, because friction really is the enemy of heat-friendly fibers. But because of the straightness of these ends, I do think this is going to be relatively easy to care for. You can take that same hot comb, or you can take a flat iron or a hot air brush, and you can really work on smoothing these ends out if they get frizzy from the friction. One of the challenges with taking heat to a heat-friendly piece is you can alter the style. On a straight piece, that's no issue whatsoever, but if it's a curly or wavy piece, you maybe don't want to alter that curl pattern, but the ends do need heat taken to them periodically. So on a piece like this, as long as you don't run that hot comb all the way through, concentrate on those straight ends, then you shouldn't have any problem with this wave pattern staying intact. Just keep that in mind. Heat-friendly fibers have just a few quirks or idiosyncrasies to them. I happen to love them, but be prepared to take heat to them, to care for them. I have some videos on this topic. I'll make sure at least one of them is linked below. Now let's talk about fit. Raquel Welch wigs run really true to average. I would say that this may be slightly larger than average in some places, such as up here. I would say this is running really true to Raquel Welch fit. I have a 21¼ circumference. I'm very petite over the top of my head. I do get a lot of extra cap on Raquel Welch wigs. I also have to cinch them in, and I typically do wear a wig grip with them in order to keep them on my little head securely. I can wear them fine though. So I definitely think that if you are anywhere from average petite to average large, Raquel Welch wigs should fit you. The smaller your head, the more you may need to do some things to keep it secure, like wear a wig grip. You can also sew some wefts together to make that wig smaller. So I do think Raquel Welch is going to fit a wide range of people. All right, let me summarize before I talk about color. I think this is a really fun, trendy style. This wave pattern is very much on trend. It does hang heavy in the face, and the part, I did struggle to get a defined part out of this one, and it's not quite as defined as I typically like it. I think I would pluck the part line a little bit, take some heat to this front to get it off my face, take some heat to the top to make sure that once I get that part in place, the fibers lay the way I want and they don't want to kind of spring back toward each other. All of which I've made a video on, so check the description for any links that I think will help you if this piece is one that you decide you'd like for your own. And then just make sure you're taking heat to these ends regularly to protect them from that friction, and I really do think this will be a fun, cute style. It has some fullness to it, so just be prepared that it isn't a super low density piece, but it is very flat on the top. I really like it. I think it's a cute style. All right, let's talk about color. So this is SS Sand. The code is RL1621SS. This is a really beautiful blonde. It's got some kind of beigey blonde, honey blonde. There are definitely some platinum highlights on the sides as well as around the face. And it has a light root. We will get outside so you can see this color outside. This root is not a dark root. I would say this is, it's definitely darker than any of the other tones in this piece, but it really blends perfectly and just looks like somebody gets their hair highlighted at the salon. It looks very, very natural. It's not a long root, so it doesn't look like regrowth or somebody, you know, hasn't been to the salon in some time. It's also leaning a little bit toward light brown, in my opinion. There is quite a bit of these darker tones in here that could definitely give some light brown vibes. So if you are typical, sorry, if you typically wear brunette colors, but you want to go into the blonde shades, this could be a great one, especially if you can wear light brown. If on the other hand, you're typically more used to really bright, light blondes, this could be a great winter color because it does have those darker tones. And I really love that they made it a subtle root on this one, not a super dark root. Let's talk about a sister color that I think a lot of you are familiar with. Shaded Biscuit. This right here is Shaded Biscuit. I wanted to be able to show this to you next to the Shaded Sand so that you could see the major difference. Shaded Biscuit, much lighter than Shaded Sand. This has a lot more platinum, a lot more light brown or light blonde in it. You can see next to this one, Shaded Sand does look like it can lean a little toward light brown. It's definitely a blonde, don't get me wrong, but those darker tones really do soften that. It's a lot more kind of neutral, blended, whereas Shaded Biscuit is kind of in your face with all those highlights. Another big difference, Shaded Biscuit has a darker root. I don't know if I'm gonna, yeah, I think you can see that this has a darker root. Much darker on the Shaded Biscuit, lighter on the Shaded Sand. I wanted to show that to you in case, I know a lot of people are familiar with the color Shaded Biscuit. It's one of the most popular blondes that Raquel Welch carries. And I would say that this one is not as blonde, not as much platinum, and I would say this one's probably warmer than the Shaded Biscuit as well. I wouldn't call this a super warm color. It's more neutral leaning warm, but I do think it's a little warmer. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Let me know if you have questions. There'll be more details down in the description. Thanks for watching and putting up with my compromised voice. It's fading fast. Let's get outside. All right, friends, here we are. I'm eating a cough drop because I am sick, but I really wanted to get this outside look done. I have not reviewed this piece yet. Quite a face flopper out of the box, as you can see. I'm a real fan of this color. I really love this color. And up close. You can see they really do bring those highlights up to the front. All right. Thanks for watching.
Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.